The galaxy had known violence before, wars that scorched worlds, plagues that silenced species, and tyrants who bent whole systems to their will. But nothing compared to the quiet horror that followed the capture of the first human. The Voraxx Dominion, an empire built on subjugation, had conquered thousands of civilizations. Their war fleet was unmatched, their tactics honed through centuries of conquest. When they found Earth, nestled quietly at the edge of a spiral arm, they saw nothing but an isolated, disorganized species, still tethered to their homeworld, still foolish enough to broadcast their position with music and laughter through the void. Admiral Krell Vock had laughed when the human was brought aboard the dread cruiser Devourer of Wills. The creature was unconscious, surrounded by a containment field strong enough to hold a plasma wraith. Krell looked down at the pale-skinned biped, smaller than the average Voraxx soldier, and sneered. This was the apex predator of Earth? This one will talk, Krell said. They always do. Begin the extraction protocol. The human designation. Lieutenant Marvell woke inside a glass chamber suspended in the interrogation deck, her arms bound by bands of charged iron. Her eyes, however, were calm, observant, calculating. They asked questions. She said nothing. They brought pain. She bled, but made no sound. They tried psychic intrusion, chemical truth serums, memory extractors, even illusion chambers that shattered lesser beings' minds within minutes. She smiled through it all. At hour 22, a technician stumbled backward, blood leaking from his ears. She's thinking in noise. I can't. She's projecting signals. Admiral. Harmonics I can't describe. Krell ordered Vale moved to solitary containment. Let her rot, he growled. Earth will surrender once they see their warriors are meat, just like all the rest. They didn't realize what she'd done until the Devourer of Wills drifted from orbit. The moment Vale had been captured, Earth's satellites registered her biosignatures removal. Embedded in her standard field gear was a failsafe, coded pulse encryption that began broadcasting the moment she was off-world. Not an SOS. A trigger. Humanity's first response ship arrived 30 hours later. Small, silent, painted black with no external insignia. Its presence was barely a whisper on the Dominion's long-range scans. It didn't hail. It didn't threaten. It didn't negotiate. It waited on the Devourer. Vale stood in her cell, watching through a slit in the bulkhead as the ship approached. She said nothing. She just smiled again. Krell grew annoyed. Destroy it, he said. The Devourer launched 2 Hunter torpedoes. Both vanished before reaching the craft. No detonation. No debris. Then it began. The black ship fired once. A beam of pure light lanced through the Devourer's shield, hull, and core reactors in under a second. The dread cruiser's artificial gravity collapsed. Decks folded inward like crumpling paper. Screams echoed across shattered comms. Power died. And then came the boarding signal. A single drop pod slammed into the Devourer's hull, carving a straight path to the detention level. Dominion soldiers responded with full force. Over 80 elite warriors in armored suits, armed with weapons designed to neutralize apex predators. They lasted 11 seconds. The creature that emerged from the pod wasn't human. At least not fully. It was larger, darker, cloaked in something that shimmered like void light. A prototype human battle frame, the kind Earth hadn't even admitted existed. The being moved with terrifying precision. No wasted motion, no mercy. When it reached Vale's cell, it didn't use tools. It tore the door open, stepped inside, and removed its helmet. A woman, pale skin, black eyes, same as Vale. Her twin. "Hello, sister," she said. Vale nodded. "Took your time. I brought fireworks." Together, they walked through the ruin of the Devourer. No alarms rang. No soldiers remained. The ship's bridge was silent. Admiral Krell slumped against the navigation console, claw marks across his throat. Above him, scrawled in blood across the command screen, was a single word: returned. The black ship took them both, then disappeared. The Voraxx Dominion tried to spin the tail, but whispers spread across the stars. A dread cruiser destroyed, its crew erased, by 2 human females in a ship no one saw coming. The Dominion sent scouting vessels to Earth afterward. None returned. Weeks later, deep within the Dominion Central Data Core, a file corrupted all systems. No transmission, no signal, just a sentence burned into their archives. She was the first. You won't see the second. The Empire began to fracture. Allies turned cautious. Rivals emboldened. The Voraxx never launched a full campaign against Earth. Not again. Across the galaxy, human diplomats arrived, smiling, generous, always calm. And behind their eyes, a quiet fire, the kind you never wanted to see up close. Because sometimes the most dangerous message isn't a warning. It's what comes after silence. And the first human they captured, she made sure they never got the chance to try again.